Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for another Sim500 broadcast. Here we are at the iRacing Superspeedway for, I want to say, the 8th race of the Midnight Thunder Truck Series. And that is correct. 8 races in. After tonight, only 3 more to go. And last week, Tyler Dalton came off with the win at Chicagoland. So he's looking to go back to back here tonight. Let's see if he can do that. So we have 10 minutes left in practice. We have a bunch of drivers in here right now. And right now, Dustin German has the fastest lap in his number 11 K&N Ford F-150. Then Sean Macklin, Jimmy Coleman, Bobby Wetzel, and then Joe Sloanacre. Currently out on track with the 10th quickest lap time. Now let's go ahead and super quickly, let's talk with Tyler Dalton here, see if we can get a quick word with him and see how he's going to try to go back to back here. Hey Tyler, this is Sean up in the booth with VRN, you got me?
I got you.
Alright, well, last week you got a win at Chicagoland, or, well, not last week, but last race you got the win at Chicagoland. What are you going to try to do this week to go back-to-back?
This track, pray.
Well, I mean, there really is all you can do with speeds up close to 230, 240 there. I want to say around that number. I mean, what do you think the strategy is going to be? Just hang out in the back or work your way towards the front and stay up front?
I'm gonna try to stay in the front. Every time I've tried running in the back stuff, it just you end up getting run over, or you lose the draft and they end up not wrecking. So I always try to stay up front. But got some teammates in here going to try to work together. But yeah, the win a week before last, was able to use some speed and fuel strategy to make that work. But this here's a whole different beast. The big thing is people gotta realize everyone's gonna have humongous runs, so you really can't block those runs. If you try to block the runs people get here, it's just it's not gonna end well.
Well, Tyler, currently you are sitting second in points with 1 win, 3 top 5s, 5 top 10s, 14 points back. With only 4 races left, 3 after tonight, what are you going to try to do to close in on that points lead?
Well, also, we had it closer, and then got involved with the incident with the lap car at Charlotte, and then we gained a lot of that back with our win 2 weeks ago. I actually thought I was completely out of it until that win, so that puts us back further in the mix. So we just need to have a good finish, and hopefully we can chip away at it. Our season finale is going to be at Daytona, so that's another anything can happen track. So we'll go out there and give it our best.
All right, Tyler, is there anything you want to say for the fans watching at home tonight?
That's all. I just hope that me and my Sim500 Mafia teammates can have a good run. Not one to wish bad things for Chad, but hopefully he doesn't finish as well as we do, and we can gain some points on him.
All right, Tyler, good luck tonight. 50 laps. Hopefully you survive all of them.
All right, there. Thank you.
Like I just mentioned, 50 laps is the distance here tonight. If I remember correctly, drivers have 3 sets of tires that they can use. Although I'm not sure how much of a factor tires will be. As you can see, Ron Hollifield is currently going 208 miles an hour, 209, just about breaking 210, going into the corner with no draft. So, I mean, think about what these drivers will be doing when they do have draft. And let's see if there's a pack out here. I don't think there is, other than all the cars packed up in the pits, obviously. Here's some Slonaker and John Higman. Higman hitting around 211, 213. He'll probably gain a lot of time here. 215. Not as fast as we were seeing before. They're not as clumped together as they were before either, so I mean that has something to do with it. Because Dustin German, his fastest lap, 46.350. Just probably ran at roughly close to 240 miles an hour. Would be my guess, because people that were just running, they were running 215. That was only a 48-second lap. Now they're really close together, just about breaking 220. This track is insane. It is inspired by the Papyrus at our 2003 Coca-Cola Superspeedway. I personally have great memories of going backwards at that track. That's always a fun track to just kind of relax and have some fun on. Looks like we have 22 drivers here registered for the race so far. With 5 minutes left to practice, Chad Coleman just got in here. And here is your series admin, Steve Herring. I heard he's going to be running in the back tonight, so I mean, hopefully we see him up front. Here's the 11. Oh, no, maybe not. Jimmy Coleman going out on track now. See if we can get a bit of a closer camera angle. There we go. Cameras are very wide here, so you'll definitely won't miss any part of the action. There's the number 19, Tyler Dalton, currently sitting second in points. And while we have some time, let's take a look at the rest of the point standings here. EJ O'Rourke is going to be rounding out your top 10 for points. And then Rich Jett, Bobby Wetzel, Dustin German, Ron Hollifield, Richard Beasley, Thomas Lewandowski, Chris Sawyer, Tyler Dalton, and then Chad Coleman, your current points leader here in the Sim500 Midnight Thunder 2022 season segment 2. And then next week, for sure, we're heading to one of the hardest tracks on iRacing, one of the hardest ovals. I'll correct myself there. Darlington Raceway for a 90-lap race. And then following that is Phoenix with the open dog leg. We saw the modifieds for OGRL race there just 2 days ago, and that was a fun race to watch. I'm excited for the truck drivers to go there. And then the finale on June 24th is at Daytona International Speedway. That race will be 65 laps. So Chris Sawyer, currently, like we mentioned, third in points. He needs to gain 35 total points if he wants to have a shot at this championship. Let's see, do we have any repeat winners? No, we do not. Not a single repeat winner so far this season. Both drivers who are battling for the championship right now have one win apiece. This is going to be a great finish. Anyone can win this as long as you keep your car clean. I don't think these drivers have any fast repairs, and if they do, they'll probably, more than likely, be used up very quickly and very early into the night. Jimmy Coleman, 222 there. Here's George Rincon going 224. These race speeds are just insane. It's only going to get faster once they really group up. John Higman Jr. is probably going to have a huge run here, riding right behind those cars. If he can get to them, that is. I want to figure out who is up ahead of them. Brian Macklin. No, never mind. It's Brad Allison on the bottom, and up top is Hamish Gallagher. And then there's Higman. Falkingham, all-time series, all-time league win, he has the most wins in the league, period, with over 100 of them, 120 to be exact, and I feel like that win count goes up at least one tick every single week. Let's see, when was his last win? It was back in May 16th at Kansas in the Trans Service Cup Series. So it's been a minute since we've seen a Falkingham race, actually. But he'll probably get another one here tonight. Falkingham's definitely a favorite to win here in that 39 truck. Got John Higman Jr. again in that number 60 Cheetos Ford F-150. A lot of drivers here tonight. We're getting more as practice goes by. 30 seconds left. Sean Macklin. I don't know if they have any relation to Brian Macklin. He is currently second on the board. Right in front of him is the 39 car. This group here, bound to hit 230, and they do. Not quite. Higman was at 229 going into the corner. We'll probably hit it here down this back stretch. Look at the run he is getting. We're going to see some great racing here tonight. Just from what I've seen in practice. And that is the end of practice. It's time for qualifying now. 5 minutes. And as per usual, who will be coming out first to qualify their machine? On your screen, there is the 57. John Higman Jr. is he's in his car but not moving. But the 57 he is out and qualifying. Bobby Wetzel coming out of pit road down his number 9 machine. See what kind of paint scheme he has on it this week. Like a Days of Thunder Cold Trickle Superflow truck. Always gotta love those Superflow cars. George is not quite up to speed. It's 193 going into the first turn. Actually, sorry, turn 3. My apologies. He will head out turn 4 just over 200 miles an hour. Sean Macklin merging on to the track in his number 1 Skittles Toyota Tundra. As these drivers trying to set the fastest lap they can, even though qualifying doesn't really affect how your race goes, especially at these plate races. It only really affects the early goings. There's that number 44 Trans Service Chevy. As he gets up to speed, there's Derek Myers in his number 54. Macklin has the pole for right now. No. He's just starting his first timed lap. And Brian Macklin crossed the line just there. He heads into turn 1. George just set his fastest lap of a 50.906 in his first lap of qualifying. Can he better that, or will someone else better it before he does? Is anybody about to cross the line? Looks like Bobby Wetzel coming out of turn 4 here. Will he be able to take the pole for now? Not quite, but Sean Macklin was. Beat about 0.4 of a second. Ron Hollifield takes second for now. And Brian Macklin top of the charts now. Glenn Campbell sits 5th for right now. George Rincon on his second lap betters his lap time. He moves up to second on the board. Tyler Dalton coming out of turn number 2. He is trying to get his first lap time in. Macklin looks like he's on a good lap here. Let's see if he can top the charts. Does he do it? Yes, he does. 50.319. But Bobby Wetzel top the charts with a 50.294. The fastest single car lap so far in the qualifying session. Can Tyler Dalton beat it here as he comes down the front stretch, completing his first timed lap? Made 50.809, good enough for 10th, and he'll definitely make up ground here on his second lap. Joey Cattina running all the way down on the bottom of his number 14 Ford. Trying to make up as much time as possible. Tyler Dalton about 0.3 faster right now. That's good enough for a 50.8 or 50.4. He's still gaining time. It's now half a second quicker. If he gets that number higher to like at 0.6, he might be able to take the pole here. And Tyler Dalton, he is known for sitting on the pole time and time again. Not quite able to get it. He'll sit second. Just barely, just about by. Oh man, that's quite the small number that he missed it by. It looks like only the top 10 cars qualified. And now it's time to kick off this 50-lap main event here at the Grand iRacing Superspeedway. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineup. On your front row here tonight, driving the number 9 Chevrolet Silverado is Bobby Wetzel, and beside him is teammate driving the number 19 Chevy is Tyler Dalton. Row 2, starting on your inside, driver of the number 1. He is starting third here tonight. It's Sean Macklin, and beside him, Jimmy Coleman, and the 054 starting fourth. Row 3, Glenn Campbell, the number 44 Trans Service Chevrolet, starting fifth. And on his outside is Ron Hollifield in the number 3 car. Row 4, we got Brian Macklin in the number 30, starting 7th. And then to his outside, starting 8th here tonight in the number 54, is Derek Myers. John Higman Jr. in his Cheetos number 60 is starting on the inside of row number 5. Beside him is George Rincon in the number 57, starting 10th. Row 6, we have Daniel Falkingham starting in the 11th position in car number 39. And on his outside is E.J. Rourke in car number 41, starting 12th. Row 7, we have Chad Coleman, your current points leader, starting 13th in his number 38 truck. And beside him is Richard Beasley, driving the number 10, starting 14th. Starting 15th here tonight on the inside of row number 8 is Hamish Gallagher in the number 22. And starting 16th is Chris Sawyer in the 25. Row 9, we have Derek Stanley driving the number 85 truck here tonight, starting 17th. And then beside him, Joey Gattina in the number 14 truck, starting 18th on the grid. And rounding out the top 20, Rich Jett in the number 36 car, starting 19th here. On his outside, driving the number 11, starting on the outside of row number 10, Justin German. Oh, I said that way wrong. Dustin German. Row number 11 now. Brad Allison from Australia in the 03 car, starting 21st. And on his outside, Steve Herring in the number 98, starting 22nd. Row 12, we have Kevin England in the 127. Starting 23rd, and Joe Sloniker in the 21, starting 24th. And those two round out your field here tonight as the iRacing.com official pace truck will pace the field around until we're ready to go green. These drivers have waited over 2 weeks to race again in the Midnight Thunder Truck Series. They are all ready to get race number 8 underway here at iRacing Superspeedway to kick off what could be a great championship battle between the number 19 and the number 38. Both drivers here tonight, both looking for a title. Let's see who can get it done. It's Bobby Wetzel Tyler Dalton, both members of Sim500 Mafia. They are going to be leading the field to green here at the magnificent iRacing Superspeedway. Pace truck bounces off the speedway, and green flag is out. We are racing here at the high banked oval of iRacing. Already 2 to 3 wide, 4,000 million miles an hour is what it looks like as they head into turn number 2. A lot of shuffling going on in the back. Look at Glenn Campbell making it 3 wide, trying to make his way inside the top 5, top 6. Look at those cars flinging down out of turn number 4. And now 4 wide for the race lead. Not even for the race lead, just for second. This race is going to be insane, folks. Here comes the 54 of Derek Myers with a great run to the back of the 44 car. He's trying to work his way into the top 5 here on lap number 2. I'm not going to have a voice by the end of this race. 3 wide for the race lead. That's Sean Macklin. I do believe that is in the middle. No, sorry, that's Tyler Dalton. Macklin is behind Dalton. And the 41 of E.J. O'Rourke on the bottom being pushed by Glenn Campbell. And the 30 of Brian Macklin kind of stepped out there. It's very bumpy. Kind of like drops down on corner entry big time there. And I'm sure all the drivers in the field can vouch for that one. It seems like everything has calmed down now a bit. Up front at least, they're 2x2. John Hickman Jr. just trying to stick with the pack here. And look at that number 9. Bobby Wetzel has dropped all the way back to 10th after leading the first opening lap. And everything else is pretty spread out throughout the back now, which is expected. No one wants to wreck anyone. No one wants to get involved in a wreck. They just want enough time to react to it. Now back up front, we have a lane formed way up next to the wall, and sort of a lane in the middle. There's only really 2 cars. I don't really think you can call that an individual lane. As Brian Macklin being split 3 wide now. Contact, around goes Macklin. Bobby Wetzel. Oh, geez, they kind of save it. Not really. Oh, that's the 14. Joey Gattina into the inside wall. Caution's more than likely going to come out after that one. George Reincon involved. And caution is out for the first time here tonight. Oh, the 57 goes kaboom on the front stretch. See if we can get another look at that. Let's go. See if we can go on board here of the 57. We're on board George Rincon, driver of the 57 car. See if we can see what happened. Keep it on that number 9 Superflow machine. And that 30 car looks like coming down, coming down. 57 had absolutely nowhere to go. Did he hit inside wall? No. Oh, he hit Joey Gattina though. That is more than likely what just made his engine go boom. So he looks like he's able to get it rolling here, and then disaster strikes. Don't know what happened to him. But I mean, that first little run that we had right there, insanely competitive. And if we're going to see that for the rest of this race, I'm excited for it. And I am here for it as well. Let's see, were the point leaders involved in that one? Looks like Chad Coleman was able to make it out alive. And then obviously Tyler Dalton was in front of it at the time of caution. So Tyler Dalton looking good right now. Chad Coleman sitting back in 16th. Okay, no worries. Plenty of racing left. Everybody coming down pit road. I don't know if they'll get tires after only running 3 green flag laps or so. But we'll see what the call is on pit road. We'll keep an eye on the 54 with Derek Myers here, see what he is going to do. Go on board here as they head down pit road. And this pit road is very long. Probably fit 3 billion cars on it. And it looks like Myers missed his pit box. And it looks like gas and go for most of these drivers here. It looks like he's going to lose maybe 1 spot, I think, is all he lost there. Yeah, I think he was sitting 4th when it started, so hey, that's not too bad. A lot of people stayed in a bit longer, maybe taking tires. Although it doesn't look like it. Some of these guys could just be fixing damage as well. Here goes Dustin German coming out. He's going to come out around 12th place. And then the 21 of Joe Slonacre. Coming out 13th. Behind him, John Higman Jr. So E.J. O'Rourke will keep the race lead. For now, that is. So far, the driver with the highest average finish, who has made the most starts, is Chad Coleman. He has had an average finish of 6.71. So unless he gets a bad finish here tonight, he might be looking a little rough. And he is still sitting in pit road, the 38. I don't think he was involved in that incident. Here he comes out now. Could just be taking a bit of a extended time. Maybe got up in the wall if we missed it. Who knows? We are going to be having just about 40 laps to go. Once we go green, looks like we are 1 to go now. So everyone will line up double file, I think, unless we do single file restarts here. Which we'll see. It would be cool if they did. Something different, you know. And I'm gonna guess that they are. Alright, single file restart. E.J. O'Rourke, Tyler Dalton, Sean Macklin, Glenn Campbell, Derek Myers, and it's a double file restart. I can't tell what's happening. Ron Hollifield, Hamish Gallagher, Rich Jett, Brad Allison, and Joe Slonacre are your top 10 now after the first run and pit stops. I wonder if we'll see some green flag pit stops throughout the night here. So out of everybody inside the top 5, I'm seeing only 2 Toyotas, and everyone else is a Chevy. So Chevrolet flexing some muscle so far in this run here. The first Ford is all the way back in 11th with the number 11 car of Dustin German. And even then, the first Toyota is the number 1 of Sean Macklin. He is starting 4th on the outside line. And honestly, I don't really think there is no dominant line here. It's all about just staying in the draft, like how most super speedways are. I still don't get why the pace car kind of bounces there when he gets off pit road. It's kind of funny. Here we go, getting ready for the restart. E.J. O'Rourke, Tyler Dalton, Glenn Campbell, your top 3. They stack him up. Green flag is out. Tire spin for E.J. That could have ended badly, but he kept it under him. And E.J. will hold on to second for now as Dalton will take the race lead. Can he hold on to it though? A.J. O'Rourke is getting a great push by Glenn Campbell. Campbell running the inside in his number 44 truck. Here comes Derek Myers with a great run to the back bumper of the 54. They'll stay in line down the backstretch. Here comes Tyler Dalton and Sean Macklin on the outside. And they have some more help. I think that's a 3 of Ron Hollifield, and that is correct. One car moved all the way up the track. That's a Toyota. That's Hamish Gallagher in the 22. He's going to lose a few spots there. Here comes Rich Jett. He's up to 7th now. I want to say he was a little further back on that restart, but he is working his way up nicely as Sean Macklin clears that inside line. So maybe the middle to outside lane is actually good here. Or this outside lane is really hooked up right now as they dive down into turn 1. Going upwards of 230 miles per hour. Looks like everyone's starting to fade a bit here. Looking towards the back here, not a lot going on. Everyone's keeping it safe. Only 9 laps into this one. That's AJ O'Rourke making a big block on the bottom on that 44, it looks like. Get an instant replay there of what happened. Yeah, mega move there for EJ O'Rourke coming right down in front of Campbell. I don't really know why he went up there in the first place, if I'm honest. Ron Holifield holding on to third in his number 3 Chevrolet. Fords are now back inside the top 10. There's that number 60 on the outside. Trying to hold on to 7th now. So he's going to try to get around the 54 of Derek Myers on the outside. He doesn't have a whole lot of help. But there's the 54 of Jimmy Coleman pushing him. 2 lines are starting to form up. 4 cars in each of them. The outside lane kind of further apart. And it looks like Glenn Campbell going to be the odd one out there. And Hickman going to go to the middle as well. He's actually going to go all the way down to the bottom now. Outside lane kind of dries out. Glenn Campbell losing ground. He sits 4th, now 5th on the grid. The 3 of Ron Holifield dropping back a bit. EJ O'Rourke and Joe Sloniker trying to work together here. They are turning some of the fastest laps we have seen. They're still battling up front for the race lead. Derek Myers in 3rd, Sean Macklin in 2nd. And the other Macklin is a lap down with a lot of damage on his number 30 Toyota. All battling up front here. Chris Sawyer in his number 25. Right behind EJ O'Rourke, trying to get inside 9th. They should be able to make the position here through 1 and 2, and I am correct. This is actually 3 and 4, sorry. Glenn Campbell has worked his way down to 7th now. He'll be able to make it back up though. A lot of racing left to go. We are officially 38 laps to go. No, it's 39 laps to go. I was just right the first time. Oh, jeez. Macklin leads. Or, I'm sorry, Tyler Dalton leads. Macklin in 2nd. Richard Beasley out of line back there. And his number 10 Ford. Higman up to 4th with pressure from the 54 on his outside. Up goes Campbell with him. And Rich Jett in 36. Ron Holifield going to stick down with the bottom with Chris Sawyer and EJ O'Rourke. We have Derek Stanley down there as well in that number, I think that's the 26. Sorry. And then Richard Beasley down in the 10 car. He's trying to make his way up to 12th, and he will. You know, up front, Higman's still on the inside with Jimmy Coleman. Huge run down the backstretch, and holy cow, Derek Myers might be able to take 2nd here. The run kind of drying out though. Not quite able to get to the outside of that 1 car. He will slide it down. No, he won't. I thought he was. Made it look like he was going to for a second there. As the outside line now gets another car. And it looks like that is the 36 car, I do believe. Yes. The outside lane has fallen off. There goes EJ O'Rourke up top now. John Hickman trying to kind of slow down the outside lane. He moved up a bit. I don't know if that really did anything. As Tyler Dalton still leads the train around iRacing Superspeedway. Everybody is still, for the most part, in the pack. Brad Allison is the tail end of it right now. Back in 19th position. And still running upwards of 230 miles an hour. Sloan Acre trying to get this outside line to work by himself. I don't think it will, unless he gets a good enough draft from the cars ahead of him, but doesn't really seem to do such a thing. As Beasley now, he is up inside the top 10. It's been a while since we've seen Richard Beasley here on the VRN channel. Derek Myers sitting in third. John Hickman fourth. E.J. Rourke fifth. Jimmy Coleman now. Speaking of Coleman's, there's Chad Coleman. He works his way up inside the 13th position now as he moves to the outside of Dustin German. No, sorry, Chris Sawyer for 12th. He has it for now into turn number 3. Looks like he'll probably be able to clear him out of turn number 4 if he can get the run, that is. Everything is single filed out up front now. Everybody is calmed down on lap 15. And a huge run for Hollifield in the number 3. And they're trying to get someone to go with him. No one does. Not even Jimmy Coleman back there in the 54. Or, I'm sorry, that's Daniel Falkingham in the 39 behind him. Falkingham has been all through the field, I think. So far, 16 laps have been completed and not a single caution, as Hollifield's still trying to make the outside line work for him, but it doesn't seem to be working whatsoever. Coleman down to 15th now, as Dustin Jeremy got around him, Rich Jett as well. Focusing on the 39 here, Daniel Falkingham, as he is working with Derek Stanley, trying to get right to the rear bumper of the 3 car. These drivers are all single file now. Chris Sawyer, Rich Jett are still battling back here. Now it's actually Chris Sawyer, Dustin German battling for position on lap 17. As everything single files, now it comes down to strategy. Can these drivers make it on fuel, or will there be potential green flag pit stops? And considering some drivers pitted early on, we had that first caution on and around lap 4-ish, I want to say is when it was. I mean, I think we have the potential to see some green flag pit stops tonight, as long as, see how it is now. And actually, there's Bobby Wetzel going a lap down now. He'll slide in behind the 03 and still losing ground. Kevin England is last car in the draft. Who else was there? Oh, Brian Macklin was the other car that lost the draft again. And there they go, doubling up on the outside. That's the 54th Jimmy Coleman leading it. And Higman all over the place on the bottom. He keeps it steady now. Jimmy Coleman, E.J. Rourke on the outside as they try to break way into the top 5 for both drivers. Not quite able to get a big enough run down the front stretch there to clear both of them, but one of them is. That's Jimmy Coleman. Maybe not. I think actually Higman has a bit of a nose on him there. As they dive into turn number 1, and E.J. Rourke gonna dump the 54 to dry on the outside. And there's actually a big opening for the 54, and he will take it within a heartbeat. Let's see, let's go ahead and go on board Ron Hollifield and see what he is seeing out of his number 3 car. We're using the Johnny Rocan here. See just how banked this track is. And this track, if it was to be a real life racetrack, it would definitely probably be illegal to run. We'll probably use a restrictor plate. These cars have no restrictor plates. That's how they're able to hit lap times of upwards to 45 seconds. Probably if you have a decent enough setup. Speeds of over 220, 230 miles an hour. It is absolutely insane. And watch these dips on corner entry here, especially when they're entering on the bottom here. Like you can see the truck just smacks the ground, and it really upsets the car. If you don't enter right, I'm sure some of these cars could possibly get loose. I want to say if we get a nose cam, we might even see it just a bit better here. We'll try here in the turn number 1, see if this gets us any closer to the bump here. Should be right around now. There it was. Maybe you can see it pretty well. And that was pretty good. I think that's as close as we may be able to get here. We'll try it here on the gearbox camera now. there it was. You could definitely see how the camera angle changed very quickly there. We'll go back live. We did use some slow motion there, so front pack is all grouped together. Hanging out. Just logging laps now. We're just about halfway home now. Tyler Dalton has led 16 of 21 laps complete. And I think that we'll see some more drivers leading here throughout the night. There goes the 3 of Ron Hollifield trying to make another move there. No one's going with him. No one's going to help right now. It is what it is. Now let's take a look here. Who has the most poles? Tyler Dalton. That doesn't surprise me. That probably doesn't surprise anyone here. If you guys are here from following us on the super late model scene, you remember season 6 and season 5, whereas like every single week, it was Tyler Dalton on the front row, either first or second. Most likely it was first though. It is absolutely insane. Who's led the most laps this season, you may ask? Chad Coleman has led over 150 laps so far. And where's Tyler Dalton? He has only led 47 of those. And both drivers have ran just a little over 550 laps this season. So, I mean, this battle come down to just about 2, maybe 3 drivers. Not going to fully count out Chris Sawyer just yet. But I mean, he's all but out of it right now. 55 points back from the lead. Wait, no, I'm sorry, 35 points back from the lead. I wouldn't count him out yet, but Thomas Lewandowski, who is not here tonight, he's definitely out of it then. Although Richard Beasley and him are tied. I mean, if Beasley just starts winning a lot these next few weeks, he might have a shot at the title, but like I mentioned, don't count him out. But I mean, it's still good. He still could be a factor, but more than likely not. And Ron Hollifield, the 3-car, he is definitely a long shot. He is 71 points back. Only has 2 top 10s so far this season. He needs to pick up the pace a bit here if he wants to get a top 5 points finish. As we are going to be going halfway here at the lines to head down the backstretch. The race has so far been pretty good, and I'm excited for when it comes down to like the last 10 laps. I mean, these drivers are going to get super duper chaotic. They're going to be trying to gain as many positions as they can in as little time as they have. We're going to see 3, 4, maybe even 5 wide at some point. Maybe we'll have a 4 wide photo finish. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Plate races always seem to have some craziness involved with them. However, we here on the VRN, it's halfway. That means we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be right back. But don't miss the thing. This broadcast will still be live. We have pit stops going on now. Some cars are still out. Derek Myers, Daniel Falkenham, Glenn Campbell, Rich Jett, Richard Beasley, Chad Coleman, Dustin German, and Chris Sawyer. Apologies for the prolonged commercial break. And almost near podcast ending issue that I had to fix quick. Super good. There goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more, 6. Looks like here comes the rest of the field. And honestly, I want to say that the guys who pitted the first time are at a bit of an advantage. They have a lot more numbers. They have 17th through 9th. 17th is pretty far off though. Allison is still getting up to speed. He's about 2 seconds back. So I mean, really, they have 9th through 14th. Which is about 6 cars. Meanwhile, the other team has 8 or so. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe I would have pitted with the second group instead. They have 8 compared to 6. I mean, obviously the first group will take the race lead here either way. I mean, they just need to get in line and log laps here as we're coming up on just 20 to go. This race is going by way too quick. I haven't seen any more cautions except for that initial one right at the beginning of the race. I mean, ever since then, it has all calmed down. And look at this, Falkenham still has the race lead by over 2.3 seconds. He is way slower than everyone else though. Look at the time gain now. Now they're starting to gain on big time. 220 versus 200. Who's going to win in this final? 220, obviously. Sean Macklin in second right now. Derek Myers in third. John Higman Jr. fourth. Falkenham falling down. He's going to get in the draft though. Looks like he'll be side by side for top 5 right now. At 26 is a lap down? No. That's Derek Stanley in the 26. There's on the lap 20 laps to go. Here in the Sim500 Midnight Thunder 2022 segment 2. But this isn't their first season. These guys have been running since 2019. I've had what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seasons together as a series here in the Sim500 League. So green flag pit stops did happen. And that was about roughly 20 laps on that run, maybe even less. So we may see drivers run out of fuel here. Let's see if, whoa, that could have been bad. Let's see if Steve is there. We can talk to him. He is, he's in the pits. Yeah, he hasn't started the race. We'll see if we can talk to him though. See what he's up there. Hey Steve, this is Sean up in the booth with VR and you got me? Alright, so I take it you are currently spectating the race right now? Understanding that, and so far we've seen a great race, green flag pit stops, but from my understanding that last run was around 20 laps, so I think Do you think we'll see another set of green flag pit stops? That is going to make this finish a lot more interesting than it was already going to be. Big time. No, especially when we get under that 5 to go mark. Alright, Steve, well, I appreciate you talking to me here. Is there anything you want to say to the fans watching at home here tonight? Alright, well, continue being good at your race controlling, and hopefully we get a good finish here tonight. Alright, so just getting a little bit more intel, and I kind of figured that was going to happen with the whole fuel issue, so not really surprised if I'm honest here. Like Steve had just mentioned, it's all calmed down now. Lap times have slowed majorly. Look at Chris Soar, he is a jet up there on the top. He is turning 220, 215 while everyone else is going 210, 208 on a good day. They can't make it on fuel. They cannot do it. It is impossible. 15 laps to go now, unless they save enough, which, I mean, if I'm Sean Macklin right now, I want to get someone to help rotate the lead here right now. I don't care how many laps I could lead. I want other people to rotate it, because if you're in the lead pack, if you're leading the draft in a certain lane, well, in any lane really, you are going to be burning up more fuel than everyone else. You're not going to be lifting off the gas. You're going to be completely flat-footing it all the way around the circuit, every single lap. Lap after lap, you'll be burning more fuel than we can imagine. I mean, there's no other way to put it. So, like I mentioned, Macklin needs to find someone to rotate the lead with right now. I mean, fuel is already slim enough. I don't think it could get much slimmer than that. It looks like EJ O'Rourke is actually a lap down. He is not running third or second. He pitted. No, he didn't. Well, obviously he did pit earlier, but looks like he has a lot of right side damage on that 41 truck. This race is going to be insanely. I don't really know what to say. There's no way to put how weird this finish is going to be. I guess you could say that. It's going to be a weird finish. Sure, we'll go with that. It's going to be a weird finish. It's going to be wacky. Wacky Friday here in the Midnight Thunder Truck Series. Wacky Friday. That's going to be Sim500's new league coming next year. They run a different car every week or something. I don't know. I'm not trying to give anyone ideas. But, oh geez, look at that 38 truck fly through the field. He's going to go for the race lead here. He's right behind that 41. As EJ O'Rourke takes his lap back, he will clear the 1. And I think that is ideally what Macklin needs right now. Someone else leading this that isn't him. And the 38 will slide ahead of him as well. That's another car ahead of him. And Richard Beasley going to make his way towards the front now with a huge run. Is he going to go all the way and try to win the large prize? He's going to lead the lap, though, at the line. And he will clear the 41 now. I would have honestly said, ideally, let EJ O'Rourke lead. Let him lead. Let him burn his gas up. Let's just stay behind him and start logging laps. But I wonder if these drivers who are starting to push it up towards the front, I wonder if they know that they can make it on fuel and they're not worried about it. Because look at the gap that those two are pulling away now. Over half a second, or just about half a second, over those drivers. And here comes some more. Glenn Campbell, Derek Myers. They're tired of waiting. Coming to 11 to go. 10 to go next time by already. This race is going by super duper quick. For a super speedway race that's this long in length, I'm honestly surprised. Macklin, Falkingham, and the one of Sean Macklin. 5th, 6th, and 7th. All battling for the race lead now. But currently it belongs to the 44 of Glenn Campbell, who is looking for his first win of the season. And is he looking for his first career win? Let's see if he's on the wins list. Doesn't look like it. Yeah. Glenn Campbell, who just a few months ago won his first Super Late Model event in the former Tuesday Night Super Late Model Series. He won a race a few months ago, and now he's looking for his first Truck Series win. But Derek Myers and Sean Macklin, Daniel Falkingham, that is not a driver you want to see in front of you. Because once he's in front of you, I don't think you're going to really get around him. Unless you wreck him, but that's a different story. Falkingham, all-time series, all-time league win leader. He has over 120 wins, and like I mentioned during the pre-race stuff, he's looking for 121 here tonight. He's on a bit of a drought. But we shall see. Glenn Campbell, hard competitor right now. He is up there. Macklin, Myers, Tyler Dalton, and points leader Chad Coleman trying to finish better than the 19 car. And if they finish how they are right now, I want to say they will be just 14 points apart instead of 15. And so far here this week, or so far here this season, we have had a different winner every single race. We haven't seen a repeat winner yet. We've had Brett Murphy win at Las Vegas. Scott Simley win at Pocono. Chad Coleman got his win at Auto Club. Adam Gilliland won at Talladega just a few weeks ago. And Zoltan Herzeg, I don't know, won at Atlanta back in May. Donnie Leah, NASCAR Real and Tour Modified champion, won at Charlotte. And then Tyler Dalton won at Chicagoland just 2 weeks ago, which is the last points-paying race ran in the Midnight Thunder Truck Series. Coming to 7 laps to go. It is still Daniel Falkingham, but here comes a big run from Chris Sawyer on the outside, trying to take the race lead here with 7 to go. Now it's going to start getting interesting here up at iRacing Superspeedway. Drivers are going to be pushing really hard for position here. More specifically, these drivers that need a win to have a shot at the championship. One of them being Chris Sawyer, who we mentioned before. 30 some odd points out of the lead. He needs to finish a lot higher than both drivers behind him. Contact in the front. Around goes Falkingham. I was kidding about wrecking him. You didn't have to do that. Contact and Macklin involved. Chad Coleman involved. Tyler Dalton involved. Jimmy Coleman got hit hard. Both championship point leaders involved in that incident right there. Chad Coleman, he doesn't look too bent up. There's Tyler Dalton. He looks like he got it a lot worse than the 38 car did. Let's see if we can hop on board. They go to turn number 3. We're on board the... he had nowhere to go. I think he honestly would have been okay had Coleman not hit him in the back, honestly. Hold on, let's get... I mean, yeah, he is on the brakes. I think Coleman may have gotten hit from behind as well. Yeah, it's all just a big pile-up mess. Could have been a lot worse, but I think that is as worse as it can get for the 19 and the 38. But I mean, Chris Sawyer, he's gonna take the race lead now, and that is Derek Myers coming down pit road along with a select few others, and Sawyer stays out. Interesting. So does Glenn Campbell. Richard Beasley staying out in his number 10 machine. And the 41 EJ O'Rourke, he's going to get his lap back. Watch out for him. He's going to be aggressive to get a solid finish here tonight. Let's see if we can talk with anyone here. See if Chris Sawyer is anywhere to be found in the voice chats. No, I don't see him. Don't see him now. Alright. Well, looks like over half of the field pitted. Only 3 drivers stayed out. Actually, make that 4. AJ O'Rourke did not pit yet. Keyword yet, because he can pit, since I'm going to assume that he was the lucky dog. And here he comes down pit road now. Back it down, back it down. You're going 130, 110. Oh, jeez. Okay, he's good. Not gonna lie, I was very nervous there that he was gonna blow through pit road. And it looks like one of the drivers just stayed out originally, just came in. I don't know who it was. Oh wait, no. I was scrolled down on the overlay, that's why. But 5 laps to go here. The Sim500 Midnight Thunder Truck Series. We're gonna have overtime here at iRacing Superspeedway, and these drivers have 2 attempts at it, I do believe. I want to say, pretty sure it's 2, like 90.99% sure that's 2. Oh, I can't remember. I wonder if anyone did take tires this time around. Maybe give them a little bit more grip through the turns, you know. But we shall see. I mean, there's really nothing else we can say other than that. The kicker back on for you guys. Well, let's see here. How many green white checkered attempts do we have? 2. And we are officially 1 degree now, so this is actually not going to be one of the green white checkered attempts. We still have 2. But when we go green, there'll be 3 laps to go, and we'll get 2 to go. So it's going to be a green, green, white checkered. If they can make it to the white flag first, which I highly doubt, honestly. They will not make it anywhere close to it. We're going to get another big group of cars wadded up here within the first lap or so, in my honest opinion here. Let's see what happens. Chris Sawyer looking for his first win on season. Glenn Campbell looking for his first career win. And then there's Richard Beasley trying to get that tide ride back in victory lane. We got the number 60 Ford F-150 on his outside. John Higman Jr. looking for a win as well. And then Chad Coleman, he will be restarting 13th, and Tyler Dalton will be restarting 16th. So if Chris Sawyer can keep it up where he is right now, he's going to have a big points day for that 25 crew. When I mean big, I mean ginormous. I mean, he's going to have so many points he doesn't know what to do with it. No. He's just going to gain a lot. They'll be in about the same ballpark as Dalton and Coleman here, but let's see what happens here. Pace truck bounces off the speedway. Rolling up through the gears now. Green flag is back out. Maybe a little bit of wheel spin by the 25, not a lot. Beasley going to take second. 3 laps to go here. We need a wider camera angle. Come on, give me something like extra. That should suffice for now. We'll see how long this plays out here. As Sawyer holds on to the race lead, everything's single file until we get low for the back. Hamish Gallagher leading the outside pack with Brad Allison behind him. As Daniel Falkingham with damage. Ron Hollifield in ahead of him. John Hickman Jr. leading the outside up front for the race lead. Derek Stanley pushing him. They're going to fall apart into 3. Glenn Campbell fell all the way back to 13th there on that restart. Not at all a good start for him. Tyler Dalton lost the draft. Meanwhile, Chad Coleman still has it for now. 2 laps to go. And look at the outside line now. It is there. Big time. Will they be able to make it to the white flag? Come out, turn number 2. Down the back stretch they go. Beasley holding off Rich Jet right now. And the 11 of Dustin German. A 3rd lane is forming up top. I can only imagine what these spotters are yelling at the drivers right now. It looks like they might make it to the white flag here, but we still have part of the front stretch where they can wreck. Here they come out, turn number 4 to claim the white flag. Here comes Chris Sawyer. White flag's in the air. He's got to get up to the top lane of the block. He's not going to be able to get there. John Hickman, huge run out of 4, battling for the race lead. He's being pushed. Huge run on that 3rd lane up top. I don't know who that is. Looks like Hamish Gallagher. Everybody jumps out of place. AJ O'Rourke contacting the back. He's up to 7th. After starting all the way in the back. Chris Sawyer holds on to it now. He's got a little bit of a lead over this 10 car. Is anyone going to make a move? 10 car steps out of line. Sawyer holding on to it. They wreck in the back. Huge wreck, wiping out over half of the field. But battle for the race lead is on. 3 wide back there. Chris Sawyer has it for now. Richard Beasley right behind him. Daniel Falkingham in tow. Here comes Beasley on the outside. Sawyer going to hold him off and block him. And at the line, it is going to be Chris Sawyer getting it by a hair and a half over Richard Beasley and Rich Jet, your top 3. What a finish to end the night here. See, they wreck at the end. Sawyer gets it done at iRacing Superspeedway. There he is. First win of the season. Potentially his first career win. Chris Sawyer has not yet won in the Midnight Thunder Truck Series until tonight. No burnout from him. Looks like the strategy of not pitting paid off after all. Let's take a look at your full results here. Your top 10 here tonight in the Sim500 Midnight Thunder. Race number 8, and these race results are brought to you by iRacing, Whoops, and the VRN. Your top 5 here tonight was Chris Sawyer, who gained 15 spots. Richard Beasley, Rich Jet, Daniel Falkingham, Derek Stanley. Rich Jet gained 16 spots from where he started. Ron Hollifield, Hamish Gallagher, Brad Allison, Derek Myers, and Glenn Campbell, your top 10. And then your top 20, Chad Coleman, Sean Macklin. Coleman still going to have the points lead more than likely once the results get uploaded. Tyler Dalton comes home 13th after everyone wrecked there. So he lost just only 2 points to the 38 machine here tonight. Maybe even 1. I don't know if there's a bonus point for leading the most laps or what. And that's John Higman Jr., E.J. O'Rourke, Dustin German, Joe Sloanaker, Bobby Wetzel, Jimmy Coleman, Kevin England, your top 20. And then rounding out the field is Brian Macklin, Joey Gattina, and George Rincon, who got involved in that incident early on lap 2, it looks like. So now let's see if anyone's in the waiting room. There is one person, and it is Chris Sora himself. Let's go ahead and dial him up. Hey Chris, this is Sean up in the booth with VRN. You got me? Well, Chris, tonight you are a winner in the Sim500 Midnight Thunder Truck Series. How does it feel to get the job done here tonight?
Raced with these boys probably the better part of the last 2 seasons, and you know, you never forget your first win, and I won't forget this one.
Well, Chris, not only did you get the win here tonight, you also made a huge jump in the battle for the championship here. So you closed in at least 10 points on Chad Coleman here. So what do you think it's going to take throughout the last 3 weeks here to maybe try to get that championship?
Man, I tell you, between Chad and Richard and Tyler, I mean, they're 3 of the best in this series, and you know, I just think it's going to take wins and top 5 finishes and staying out of trouble. I mean, that's what it's going to take to win the championship.
Well, you were definitely able to stay out of trouble tonight. What was it like running around out there, trying your best to keep it out of the wall and keep it out of harm's way, basically?
Well, after we made that last pit stop, it was all about saving fuel for about the first 5 or 10 laps after the run. So, and then once I saved enough fuel, I mean, it was just go time, and got on the outside there. A buddy of mine in the 26 gave me a good push, and I don't know what happened down there below me, and they got into a little skirmish, and you know, there I was sitting with the lead, and I was like, you know, it's game on now.
And when the caution came out late in the race with under 10 to go, you were one of 3 cars who stayed out on the track. Did you think if we went double overtime, did you think you were going to be able to make it to the end there?
Yeah, I mean, I had saved about 8 laps of fuel, so I thought I was in pretty good position.
All right. Well, that sounds great, Chris. Congratulations on your first win in the series, man. Party hard.
It.
Is there any shout outs or thanks you'd like to give out to anyone?
Just my teammate in the 26, Derek Stanley. He really helped me get up there. You know, just Sim500, Steve Herring. They run a top class organization here, so appreciate those guys.
All right, Chris. Well, you have a good rest of your week, bud, and hopefully you can pick up another win or 2 throughout the rest of the season.
All right, I appreciate it, man.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
All right, well, that seems to be everybody in the waiting room here, and we'll give everyone a little while longer to get back into the waiting room here. So while we do, let's take a look at that wreck on that final lap. See if we can. It was caused by Higman here. Let's see what happened. Looks like wadded it up just around here. Looks like the 41 is pushing it. Trying to push the issue just a bit too much. Ooh, hard hit from the 11 back there. A little bit of some retaliation there by Higman. We'll take a look at maybe a far chase camera angle here. We'll watch the 41 to start us off. A little bit of neck good may have played it. Look at the job the 54 car did to miss all of that. And 2 more hard hits to go along with it. And Derek Myers was able to manage to get a top 10 finish still. Now what happened at the line here? Let's slow it down. Slow it down a bit more. Falkingham all the way down on the bottom, trying to steal a top 3, maybe even the win there, but I don't think it's going to work. And it looks like Rich Jet just made contact with Richard Beasley, trying to get inside of the 10 car, trying to make it 3 wide, and it didn't really work to his favor. Chris Sawyer won by 6 thousandths of a second over Richard Beasley there. That is insane. Alright, well, no one else is in there, so I guess we will end the broadcast here. Thank you all for tuning into tonight's broadcast. Thank you to Steven for hooking me up to broadcast Friday Night Division here in Sim500. And we will see you guys next, I want to say next Wednesday, I think will be our next broadcast with the OGRL Tour Modified Series. So that'll be another fun event.